Now we're going to have our first TEDx speaker. His name is Pervez Ali, and he comes from Fridays for Future Pakistan. He's going to give you a short, intense, summarized session about his project. So put your hands together as we welcome to the stage Pervez Ali.
Hello everyone, myself Pervez Ali. I'm from the indigenous community of Pakistan, Gilgit-Baltistan. I'm representing the culture and the loss and damage issues and the youth of Gilgit-Baltistan. In Pakistan, I'm the country coordinator of Fridays for Future Pakistan as well. So the first thing that I will be talking about is the loss and damage. I think. Is this working? Can I take both mics? Okay, fine. Thank you. So, as you have seen the recent floodings, the catastrophe in Pakistan that the people of Pakistan have faced, and they have been through a very harsh war with the climate change and the climate change crisis in Pakistan. So I will tell you just a very brief story about myself. I was one of the climate refugees from back in 2010. I lost my house, I lost the place where I was born, and I lost the land, the piece of land which I loved like my heart. And I lost my mom when I was just 8, and that, floodings. So basically I will be telling you about the loss and damage that we are facing. For me, not even losing 40 billion US dollars from our economy is a loss. For me, not even losing a bridge, a road, or an infrastructure is a loss. For me, the loss of mental peace, the loss of health, and the loss of basic facilities is a very big loss for us, for the youth of Pakistan, for the people of Pakistan, and for the victims of the floods. According to the German Watch, 65% to 70% of the total population in Pakistan is not aware of climate change because of the illiteracy rate, and that's why we are struggling to aware our youth, our upcoming generations who are studying in schools, universities, and colleges. So that's the issue that we are facing right now. As country coordinator of Fridays for Future Pakistan, I have a lot of statistics that I could tell you about. Like, we have lost lives, we have lost obviously the infrastructure and from the economy, and the funds which were given in aids from the developed nations, those were not enough. But I don't want to just stick to that thing in this talk. I just want to be very frank with you. I just want to tell the stories that we have been facing, that we have been the victims of the climate change and all of this. So the basic thing that I told you is we have lost our mental peace. We cannot sleep all night. We cannot just go and wander around with our friends. We cannot hang out with our friends like you people do as the developed nations. We just feel fear about the climatic disasters, the flash floodings, the glacial lake outbursts, because Gilgit-Baltistan, the area which I've come from, is covered with glaciers, with mountains. So we, in the mid of the day or in midnight, you have to face the disaster and you have to face the catastrophe. So you have to be prepared every time, every single minute, every single second. So that's creating a pressure on our mind, even on our grooming, even on our personal health, even on our personal lives. So that's what I think is loss and the damage the climate catastrophe has brought to us. So coming to the next thing, role of youth in policy making. From the context of the country, from perspective of the country I've come from, we have 65 to 70% of the population which is under 30. Like, we are all youth. We come under 30, and that's, I think, the biggest strength, the vivid strength and the noticeable strength of the country. But we are not involved in policy making, unfortunately, on international platforms and as well in Pakistan. So what I think, and what personally my organization and the people who are working with me and the ministry as well thinks, that the youth of our country should be involved in policy making. We don't want the policies to be made for us. We want us to be at the table, on the tables when the policies are made. We want ourselves to be involved where the policies are made, and we want to be the policy makers, not the old ones who are just above 50 and they're gonna die in maybe 2 or 3 years. They don't have, like, they're just expired. Sorry to use this word, but they're just expired. They don't have expiry, guarantee. and they are playing with our future. I was just in my pavilion, and the Minister of Climate Change Pakistan just said, we are making policies, you have to wait, we will give you the document. So I was like, why would you make policy for me? For a younger person like me, I should be there on the table. Like, you're making policy for me, so you should ask the suggestions, ask the stance of the youth of Pakistan. I'm the representative of youth from Pakistan, so you should ask what we have to do. We are doing this, is this right or wrong? If you are going, obviously you are not the contributors to the global emissions, but you have to do the mitigation plan. You have to build the mitigation plan, and you have to be very fair about distributing the loss and damage finance that the developed countries and UNFCCC is giving to you. And that's what I think is most important. The role of youth in policy making. And we have started an initiative, IPS, which is Indigenous Policy Suggestions. We take youth from indigenous places, from the places where these kind of catastrophes happen, and the victims of the flash floodings and gloves and natural disasters, climatic disasters I would call them, and we are taking suggestions from them, like what you have experienced in past 10 years, past 5 years, and what you would be suggesting to the government, what they should make the necessary actions and what necessary policies they should make to just to secure your future for our future. If it's Pakistani youth today, it might be you tomorrow. If we are the trailer of the movie, then the movie might be you. So we are just expecting from each and everyone sitting on those chairs that raise voices for the youth of Pakistan, for the people of Pakistan, for the indigenous community of Pakistan, that what they can do, how they can be brought to events like COP and summits. We were not even funded by our government, not even by any NGO. We have just come with our own fundings and with our own, we tried our best to get acknowledgement letters from different organizations. Not even our government is helping us. That's really sad for us, for a country having 60% youth. But we are hoping, our just hope is the youth of different countries of the global north and global south, like you. So that's why I've come here. I could have a presentation with a lot of statistics and a lot of ideas what we can do and what we have to do in future. But I think, as personally my experience is, if you are coming with the statistics and showing them these much damages and losses and what I have to deliver, it would be like some boring stories and some boring presentations that our ministries and that people give up here. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being here, for being our mentors, and for being our support, for being our backbone. Thank you so much.